Hello, we are coming to you from Mining Indaba 2022, and today I have with me Mosa Mabuza, who's the CEO of the Council for Geosciences, and it's an important organization when it comes to exploration and exploration opportunities in the country. Mosa, thank you for joining us today.
Thank you for having us.
Yeah. I want to start with the Council for Geoscience. Now, it's been around for 110 years.
Yes.
What is its mandate and how does it enable exploration in the country?
So primarily our mandate is inscribed in our legislation, the Geoscience Act. And in simple terms, we are the custodians of geoscientific information. We collect, we process geoscientific information and turn it into knowledge. And we disseminate that information and knowledge. And we are also curating that geoscientific information. We consider it a national asset, the heritage of South Africa's people. And it is important in that this information we also receive from prospecting right holders who are required to submit the information to the department as part of their condition of license. And the department then transmits that information to Geoscience. And this helps primarily because when the information is sent to us while the prospecting right is active, we classify that information as extremely confidential so that we protect the competitive and the sanctity of investment, and we do not undermine their competitive advantage by making that information available to anybody while their prospecting right is active. But in the event that the prospecting right ceases, lapses, and it is returned to the state, that information is then readily made available so that the next applicant who has the prospecting right can access that information with ease. And the advantage of this is that the next person who looks at information with a different set of eyes may see things that the previous person did not see. It happens all the time. We have discoveries that were made in areas that people have explored multiple times before, and someone came and looked at this data after it had been looked at more than 100 times, and looked at it with a completely different set of eyes, and major discoveries were made. So the ease of making this information available to the investment community has a profound effect on their decision to invest in a country. And that is part of the mandate that CGS has. But Geoscience has numerous applications. It has applications in infrastructure development, and I make reference to the devastating effect of the KZN floods. We have the ability to identify areas that have high landslide susceptibility. And with that, we are able to recommend to the engineers and the municipality and other authorities on areas that particular reinforcements are required to minimize the risk of landslide and its effect to the same extent as we have seen in KZN. And it has applications in groundwater. We are a water-scarce country. And so ours would be to identify aquifers, the quantum of the water and the recharge. Well, first natural recharge, but we now know that there's artificial recharge of aquifers, and our ability to look at the rocks, to look at the structure and study the possibilities of enhanced artificial recharge can contribute hugely to our water security program in supporting the Department of Water Affairs. It has applications in environment. They are very broad. I will not mention all of them. It has applications in technology and innovation as we seek to identify new technological advancements that improve our ability to execute our geoscience program and bring forward the delivery that we would otherwise take much longer. The fourth industrial revolutions and applications of artificial intelligence is areas that we are looking at, and we are already using some of those applications. But coming back to your question, it also has applications in minerals and energy broadly, and exploration in particular. So the ease with which the information we curate is disseminated and accessed is our contribution to the exploration program, primarily in terms of our mandate.
Okay. Now, Mosa, you mentioned the quality of information. And one of the things that you've been committed to since you became CEO is mapping on a finer scale. How important is that? And can you give us an update as to how far you have progressed?
So now we have case studies of the importance of geology at a finer scale. So if you look at both Canadians and Australians and some parts of Latin America, Canada and Australia on average take annually almost 20% each of the exploration, global exploration budget. And it's not the only reason, but one of the key reasons is that they have mapped the country at a finer scale and they make that information readily available. And for us, we were sitting at below 3% onshore coverage at the scale of 1 in 50,000. When I started at the Council for Geoscience, we have now moved to 10.7%. And so I must emphasize, though, that our ability to move so swiftly is because we are standing on the proverbial giants, on the shoulders of the proverbial giants in the form of our forebearers. They have laid a fantastic and a solid foundation at a much larger scale. It makes it easier to move to a finer scale. Now, that's the first critical advantage, is that our foundation is solid. The second one is we know there's a correlation between exploration investment and the country having invested in geosciences and maps at that scale. The third one, which is already a tangible result we have produced, is that we have been mapping in the Northern Cape, among other areas, and we've always known of the occurrence of a pegmatite. And what a pegmatite is, it's a lithium-bearing rock. We know the importance of lithium in the renewable energy sources and the battery space, as it were, as an input. We know the demand that particularly the industrialized jurisdictions have, and the appetite that they have for lithium. And many of them have publicly listed this mineral as a critical element and or mineral for their industrial programs. So we know that the demand is there. Now, having mapped now, and we have covered that area, the pegmatite has been confirmed to be 67% larger than it was originally thought. Now, that is the direct value of the mapping project. Now, we published this map about 3 weeks ago. We have it here at the Indaba. The investors can have a look at it. They can have a look at it here. They can have a look at it online. It's available for free, and having look at it, they will then decide it is humongous that they want to be part of investing in South Africa. It's either they apply directly or they partner with South Africans who have already applied for prospecting rights in those areas. So you can then immediately begin to appreciate that correlation between the investment in geology and exploration taking off. And we believe that this program will help us to reimagine South Africa's exploration and turn South Africa into an exploration site. We are very excited about it, and we have deep conviction that we are fortunate to be alive and to be charged with this responsibility to look after the national asset that can turn the livelihoods of the people of South Africa around.
Absolutely. Now, Mosa, I guess one could say that the Council for Geoscience is an enabler of exploration. Now, you've also just launched your interactive web portal that mining companies can also access. Can you explain a bit about it, and what sort of information will one find on the portal?
So in the portal, we make available all the information we can make available. There's information that we classify, as I explained earlier. That is either information that belongs to third parties and the third parties are still active, or it is information that may be deemed to be of strategic national importance, such as that has military applications, for example. So that we will not make readily available. However, there is a bulk of information that we make available, all types of geological streams that we undertake, whether it is maps at the finer scale, we make them available here on the portal. We have collected geochemistry information, we make it available here. We collect geophysics information. There are historical boreholes, and there are earthquakes and earth tremors that we record. We make all of that information available. We also do a land stability assessment. Particular applications are infrastructure development for that, and we also make that information available. Now, some of that information is available for free. So you can go to the portal, you go to our website, you go to the portal, and you go into an area of interest. You can zoom into a map. This map shows an overlay of various types of information that we have, and as you click on that area or any of those dots, it will tell you what information is available there. It will show you that this information is available for free or a nominal cost, and that nominal cost will be reflected there. And so what the portal does is it improves the ease of access to information, so that anybody who's interested in gaining access to information about South Africa can do so any time of the day when they have access to the website. And so we have seen quite a huge take-up. People have signed up. We've seen over 17,000 downloads in the past 10 months since we launched this portal, and I am hoping that it will continue to increase along that path. We find that the students in South Africa who would traditionally have to write to me to seek permission to gain access. Now they can go on the website and they don't have to write to us anymore. And we have ordinary citizens that are looking for information and they want to participate and they have interest in the exploration space. We have foreigners who are interested in South Africa. We are able to plot the global footprint of access into the portal, and we see a global footprint of people who are coming into the website. We see local mining companies, we see multinationals that are sniffing around, and that is precisely the reason we are making this portal available. And I believe that the ease of making this information available will take us a long way in achieving the stated national objective of achieving at least 5% of the share of the global exploration expenditure. Of course, there are other factors other than geological factors. Our minister and the president this morning have committed the nation to address those other challenges. And you can imagine that once the regulatory backlog and the regulatory issues are dealt with and there's access to geological information, there's absolutely no reason why people would not want to invest here where we have a well-tested, well-matured mining culture as a country.
Wow, excellent.
Yes.
Mosa Mabuza, CEO of the Council for Geoscience. Firstly, well done on the work that the organization is doing in promoting exploration and also attracting international investment. And thank you very much for your time today.
Thank you very much.
Thank
you very
you.
much.